Hey there, it's Nicole Ray, founder of the Manifest Massively brand. And today we are talking about self-healing and manifestation. And I'm super excited about this because this will officially be the first episode of the Manifest Massively podcast. And I think it's a super important topic. So, why I think it's a super important topic really also covers how I personally view manifestation. So, I believe that manifestation is the perfect pathway for spiritual growth and personal development. And the reason that I believe that is because I have personally found from experience that when I set forth to manifest something, when I realize that I have a deep burning desire to experience something in my life or create something in my life, usually what is required of me in order to actually bring that vision to full manifestation in physical reality is some level of change, some action that I need to take that I probably have emotions like fear and doubt and concern about. Some type of transformation. There's this journey of who I become while I am on the journey to manifest the thing, whatever the thing is. It doesn't even matter if it is a financial reality, if it is a relationship. And just think of it this way: if you've ever had a fitness goal, right? In order to achieve a fitness goal, whether that's losing a certain amount of fat off your body, gaining a certain amount of muscle, whether it's training for a marathon, whether it's trying to do 100 Peloton rides, it usually takes something of us that is beyond who we've been before. And there's usually some level of discomfort that we're needing to overcome in order to do that. And so I feel like that is the perfect formula to challenge ourselves, to evolve, to grow, to nurture and I can't think of the word. It's like blossom or bloom parts of ourselves that maybe are more dormant. Maybe those parts of ourselves need to come forth and be expressed in new ways. Maybe there's new skills that we learn. So, regardless of what it is, regardless of what we're manifesting, regardless of what type of goal we're achieving that goal, bringing that manifestation to fruition requires that we face parts of ourselves. And I even think that the bigger the manifestation, so whether it's like a large amount of money or it's something really big that's really important to us, usually requires the most amount of digging deep, the amount of faith that we have, and the amount that we're willing to bring. So that is really a foundation of where I come from and why I think manifestation is so, so powerful to take on at any time in our life. And how we're going to relate to manifestation is going to be very different with the phase of life that we're going through and with where we're at. So I want to talk about the three areas that I view manifestation. And I believe that sometimes when we have different ways of looking at something, it can help us along. So I come from looking at things from our mindset, our energetics, and practical steps. Oftentimes in the general world of manifestation, you're going to hear things like people talking about just vibration or just talking about your thoughts. I like to view it as more of a holistic experience because we experience life holistically. We experience emotions, we experience our thoughts, and then there's the doing and the action. And I find that categorizing it like that can be helpful. So when it comes to our mindset, certainly looking at our thoughts and the quality of our thoughts, and are our thoughts in service of our dream, in service of what we're manifesting, or are they deterring? Are they bringing us down? So that is a very important place to look. Also, when it comes to our mindset, we could be looking at our subconscious mind. And some of the tools that I have recently brought to my tool belt are things like neurolinguistic programming and hypnosis. And these tools access the subconscious mind. Now, the subconscious mind, I will do a larger episode and video about because it really is a larger conversation. But for the sake of this episode, the subconscious mind really comes down to what are our automatic thoughts? What are the thoughts that are running the show automatically that we don't necessarily consciously think? And there's a lot more that I could say about that. But the most important thing when we address this in the context of manifestation is that the subconscious is running all of the time and it's doing most of the manifesting for us. However, we can program our subconscious mind in many different ways with tools like affirmation, with tools like hypnosis, and even things like meditation and more somatic practices can help address our subconscious mind as well. So then energetics. And there's two ways that I view energetics. So one is the quantum physics type energy, the energy that all is, because everything at the end of the day is made up of energy. And then emotions. Emotions are energy in motion. And of course, we are emotional beings. Now, some of us are going to be more emotional than others. We're going to be more predisposed to being emotional. If you follow any of Myers-Briggs, we talk about inside of Myers-Briggs typing, if someone's more of a thinking type or someone's more of a feeling type. But looking at how we're experiencing life, and also when we're looking to consciously manifest and shift something versus our attraction factor, we have the capacity to receive and hold. We'll look at that in terms of energetics, vibrational quality, and also our emotions. As Abraham Hicks says, a really great indicator of where our energy is at, how something makes us feel, will usually tell us where our vibration is at. And there's even scales, I believe it's the book Power versus Force. They've actually measured emotions and the vibration that comes along with that. So while I really believe that we as human beings need to express and process our emotions, I also believe that being conscious and aware of our emotional set point and where we're lacking emotionally is going to help us in our vibrational factor and what we're willing to and able to attract into our lives. And also just generally having a sense of control over the state that we get to experience life from. Tony Robbins talks about having a commitment to live in a beautiful state. And I just think what an amazing intention that is, to have a human experience, but at the core of it, have this commitment to always be in a beautiful state, whatever that is. So for me, that falls in the category of energetics. And then last, the practical steps. I really believe that everything comes in balance. And yes, there are going to be some manifestations that just sort of come to us out of nowhere. And usually those are the ones that we have the least resistance towards. But then there are the manifestations that require us to act, require us to do the things. And those practical steps, we can't diminish the power in that. I mean, we could diminish it, but it doesn't really help us because we are required to act at times. And one of the things that I really try to do in balancing out the courses that I create or any coaching that I do, or even in my memberships, is to make sure that all three of those pieces are there, that there's an action step axis, there's an energetic emotional component, there's a mindset component, because I really believe that we need all of those. And sometimes we're stronger in some areas and we need to strengthen ourselves in others. And sometimes we'll be at a later phase in our life or a different phase in our life, and it's a different area that needs to be strengthened. So maybe at certain times, our mindset really needs attention, and that's where we need to do the work. But other times, or in other areas of our life, it's more so our emotions that need the attention. So, at the foundation of all of this is self awareness, is knowing ourselves and therefore being true to ourselves in the journey. And ultimately knowing that at the end of the day, it's all working out for us, that it is a journey. And so when we have experiences like the thing isn't coming fast enough or it's not looking the way that we want, we can, when we look at the process from this lens of how am I healing? How am I growing? What am I meant to learn from all of this? Then we can actually have some grace around it. And I find that usually when we take that path, it loosens up and things start to move faster. Usually when things get stopped, it's because there's something we're not seeing or something we're not quite aware of yet that we need to become aware of. The industry of personal growth and manifestation and spirituality has completely blown up. And I really think that the amazing thing about that is how much it brings us back to taking responsibility for our own personal power and taking responsibility for our lives. We become less in need to blame the external or to blame external circumstances when we are choosing to be on this path of manifestation, when we're choosing to call in to manifest, to create something, then it really is up to us. And I think that's a beautiful, beautiful, powerful thing that humanity really does need right now. So, some tools that I recommend for self healing. Well, I'm a big journaler. Highly recommend that if you're not in a journaling practice, and it doesn't have to be crazy intense, an hour long every day. And when people say, I don't journal, I don't know what to write, then usually I recommend writing like a Dear God letter. And the other thing that I usually recommend is out of the book, The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. She has an exercise in there called Morning Pages. And she literally just has you write freehand, whatever is there, 3 full pages, first thing in the morning with your cup of coffee or your breakfast. And it's really a powerful practice because it really induces the experience of stuff getting out of your way, especially when you do it for more than just like a couple of days. When you do it for a couple of weeks at a time, you really start to notice, wow, all of this stuff's getting out of my way. So I recommend that. I have been really getting into hypnosis lately. So if you're new to hypnosis, I highly recommend you just enter hypnosis into YouTube and find some guided hypnosis, especially if you have trouble with meditation. Hypnosis is great. It's going to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is going to help you to relax and get into that deep relaxation state, which is crucial for our bodies, first of all, just to be at rest. So much will happen in the body when we allow ourselves to be at rest, but also for the subconscious mind. When we go to program the subconscious mind in a hypnosis state, we are inducing what they refer to as trance state, and it's a state of deep relaxation. And when we are in deep relaxation, we can actually program and embed those new thoughts and those new visions into the subconscious mind. So I feel like you get so much benefit. And of course, you can book a hypnosis session with myself or any hypnotherapist. But I love the accessibility of just being able to pop onto YouTube and find some guided hypnosis. But ultimately, I encourage you to take on the point of view that manifestation is not just about getting what you want. Most people who have experience with manifestation will tell you about the journey and will tell you about the satisfaction and fulfillment that they get from who they become on the journey to the manifestation, to the actual outcome. And that's really where it's at. And I know there's the old saying, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. but there really is so much truth to that. And definitely, by all means, if you're having any challenges in your manifestation practice right now, taking on that mindset and looking for where the growth opportunity is likely going to be the thing that absolutely breaks you through. So, I am so grateful to have shared this conversation with you. I look forward to so many more. Of course, let me know your thoughts, send me a message, drop a comment, and I will see you in the next one.